Okay, so this is going to be a very quick tutorial on how to use the Geogebra app and going through the assignment that you have to do for tonight. So we are going to go to geogebra.org, already in there for me. And when this loads, our middle option here is just to start Geogebra right in the browser tab. And then, since we're in geometry, we're going to click on geometry to get into the correct version of the program. Now, anything that we're going to create is all up along the top of our tab here. The first one is for points. So anytime you want to add a point, midpoint, any point at all, you click in there. Option 2 is for any type of lines, so lines, segments, rays. In the next tab, we'll get to these later. We have perpendicular lines, parallel lines, tangent lines, any kind of lines that we can construct. We've got polygons, circles, ellipses, different things we can do with angles. And that's pretty much all we're going to use for this year. We'll probably use this pen tool a little bit later on. I think you have to use that in this assignment. So the first thing we're going to do is create a point. And so the first menu here, the first option is point. We're going to go ahead and put that anywhere you want. And we need to rename that with our name. So I'm going to name it shares. And we have our point there. Now you'll notice if I click on this tab, this button here, I can drag that point anywhere I want. Now, to create a line, we're simply going to go to the line tab. We want a regular line, and a line needs 2 points. So we're just going to click 2 points, and we're going to rename those the exact same way we renamed our point, just by right-clicking and hitting rename. We want that to be CBC, line BC. And we can relabel the line the same way. Just right-click directly on the line to name that Liney McLine Face. Now you can drag those points around. You'll see the line moves along with it. You can even kind of drag the names a little bit to see those where you want them. Again, next step here is to put a point on the line. If you see how that line gets a little bit darker, that means your point is going to be on that line. And if I click and drag on it, it's going to stay on that line no matter what. I'll let you relabel that on your own. A line segment and an array are going to be in here. Again, both of these require 2 points. We're going to go with the line segment because on this line segment, we need to create a midpoint. And a point is going to be under that point tab. And it says midpoint or center. And we just need to select the line or the line segment that we want a midpoint of. So we want the midpoint of these 2 endpoints. And you'll see it creates that midpoint for us right in the middle. Even if I move these endpoints, it always stays in the middle. I'll let you mark those and relabel those however you need to. We can use the pen tool to put our little tick marks in there to show that those 2 are congruent. You also have to create an array and relabel it. Again, that's under this tab. I will let you do that on your own. The last step here, though, is to save this and submit it. So to save this, we're going to go to these 3 tabs and click on Save. Now we're going to need to log in using our Google account. So we're going to select Google as our login. And while this is working, I'm just going to mention that you need to be using your school Google account. So you're at icstudents.org, or in my case at iowacitieschools.org. In order to turn this into Google Classroom, so something I can see. Taking a little bit of time today. Get there eventually. Okay, so once we're logged in, it'll bring us to the save option. So we're going to save this as activity 1.1. This button right here lets us change how we're going to save it. We can either save it as a GeoGebra file or to our Google Drive. We want to save that to Google Drive, and we're going to make that a private for now. We'll end up sharing that later and save that. Once it's saved, then you can go to Google Drive and submit that. Look for the assignment. Make sure you click Turn In after you have uploaded that file, and I'll be able to take a look at that and get your credit for it. Thank you.